As the ongoing battle between Ripple Labs and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission brews on, industry leaders and crypto enthusiasts in and out of the country call upon the United States government to call off the Ripple SEC litigation. With that, the cryptocurrency market claims that it's no longer even conceivable for the United States government to talk about banning this asset class in the United States. It looks like the Ripple SEC lawsuit is about to come to an abrupt end, so to speak. As more and more crypto enthusiasts are calling on the US financial regulators to bring a halt to the ongoing SEC lawsuit in the near term, on the grounds that the cost in terms of what the SEC would mostly be mounting as a fine on the fintech company Ripple Labs is nothing compared to the cost to be accrued, all thanks to 3 months of litigation. And even so, stretching the period of business uncertainty in the US while other countries flourish. These assumptions are made on the basis that regulatory clarity can only be achieved with the enactment of new laws. Curious to know about that? Hang around as I walk you through all of that. Hello and welcome back to Make Money Online, your go-to place for everything XRP. For those of you who are new to this channel and want to learn more about XRP, hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications. Also, now you can join the channel as a paid subscriber for some exclusive benefits. All you have to do is hit the join button next to the subscribe button below this video. There are several tiers to choose from, which offer rewards ranging from special XRP Army stickers and a badge right next to your name to personalized help with your portfolio. You can also sign up for our free Discord group via the link in the description and join a community of like-minded traders and investors. Also, there's the option to join and get access to our VIP channels on Discord, where we share the latest news, technical analysis, predictions, and everything XRP. Be sure to check it out via the link in the description and also in the pinned comments. Following the ongoing lawsuit between Ripple Labs and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, an investigative journalist with the New York Times, Eric Lipton, expresses his concerns about the regulatory uncertainty clouded by the United States financial regulatory agencies in most recent times. Further on, the Pulitzer Prize winner had hinted that a lack of regulatory clarity with the country's financial regulatory body is causing more harm than good for the crypto industry in the US. Citing the Ripple Labs and SEC proceedings and the impact it has on the blockchain startup's digital currency, XRP, as a direct indication of this. Adding that we are in a revolutionary period right now. The starting gun has gone off and we're entering this period of massive transition in the nature of money in general. It's not only from private sector cryptocurrencies, but central banks are also developing sovereign digital currencies. The Biden administration has no choice but to confront this problem. According to a recent post on Twitter, we now have a likely settlement day for the Ripple SEC lawsuit. As some say, May 31st could be a settlement date that we should be looking forward to between Ripple Labs and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Looking through this tweet from a pro-XRP supporter, he points out a number of reasons why he thinks that the SEC would likely not drag the litigation any further. The writer of this post indicates a couple of reasons why he thinks that the SEC would most likely not drag the lawsuit any further. Under this Twitter post, the writer of the tweet goes on to air his thoughts on why he thinks we might be seeing an end to the Ripple SEC litigation much sooner than expected, as he pointed out that, yes, I still believe that a settlement between the SEC and Ripple will be announced on 5/31. Friday's hearing did not change that. Why I think a summary judgment in August is less favorable and less likely for both than a settlement at the last day of May. 1. The cost to Ripple of a fine is less than another 3 months of litigation, and business uncertainty in the US regulatory clarity will only come with new laws. But in the meantime, Ripple would finally have its back in the US. In addition, there is the very small but impossible to rule out risk of defeat in the event of a ruling. 2. Even though Ripple says this is not just about them, but the whole crypto industry, I don't buy that. In the event of a summary judgment and a defeat by the SEC for lack of fair notice, Ripple's competitors could save themselves in the future by pointing to Ripple's ruling. With a prior settlement, only Ripple would be off the hook, and the SEC could continue to pursue Ripple's competitors. This is a big advantage for a company that is in competition with other crypto companies. SEC, 1. Defeat by summary judgment due to lack of fair notice would be tantamount to disempowerment for the SEC in the crypto industry, at least until new laws are enforced. Any other company could point to the lack of fair notice to protect itself. I doubt that Gensler wants to complicate the work unnecessarily or make it impossible until a new law is created. 2. A settlement would be kind of a victory in spite of everything, since Ripple does not have to admit mistakes directly, but at least has to pay a fine. The SEC would not have to chalk up the whole case as an embarrassing defeat, and Gensler's SEC career would not start with a total flop. Moreover, I don't know how binding a summary judgment of a district court is. I can well imagine that both Ripple and the SEC could appeal if they lose on fair notice. Of course, I can't rule that out. If Gensler and the SEC themselves are uncertain and would gratefully accept any ruling as guidance for themselves, then it may well end up at summary judgment. Last but not least, the clarity whether XRP is a security or not can only come from a new law this year, and through litigation, the Howey test can only be replaced by a Ripple test through a Supreme Court ruling. And that will take at least 2 years, which I think is absolutely impossible. One more thing, the 2 settlement attorneys the SEC registered with the court 2 weeks ago were not the ones who spoke at the hearing. Jorge G. Tenrero is an attorney who has been fighting for conviction since the beginning. In a settlement, the proceedings are exclusively behind the scenes. Tenrero is carrying on as normal. He has to, especially in a public hearing. Speaking of Gary Gensler, the newly appointed chairman of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, in his May 6th testimony before the United States House Committee on Financial Services in D.C., where he talks about his thoughts on different topics and specifically where he made mention of some interesting things that I think refer to Ripple XRP and the SEC lawsuit, considering the statements he made were relative to clearance and settlement times. And as he goes on to talk about these things, he had the following to say: "The longer it takes for a trade to settle, the more risk our markets assume. The good news is, though it will take a lot of work by many parties, we now have the technology to further shorten the settlement cycles, not only to the settlement cycle we had a century ago, but even to same-day settlement. I believe shortening the standard settlement cycle could reduce costs and risks in our markets. I've directed the SEC staff to put together a draft proposal for the Commission's review on this topic." As the battle continues to brew in Washington over how to regulate the cryptocurrency industry leaders are looking to have a say in this, calling upon the financial regulators to bring a halt to the Ripple SEC lawsuit. By this, saving a ton of business within the United States, a lot of cost due to the ripple effect that the regulatory uncertainty has posed on the nation's economy at large. And after all, having the CEO of the blockchain startup Brad Garlinghouse earlier stated that 95% of Ripple's customers are not based out of the US, and as such, the regulatory uncertainty invariably advantages the economies of other countries such as China, who have a well-defined regulatory framework. Emphasizing on the need to bring a halt to the lawsuit, the CEO stated that, "I think the Chinese Communist Party is being very strategic, and it's very focused on dominating this technology. I think there is little doubt that today China is well ahead where others are around the world. And I think we have to decide as a country, and really the rest of the globe, how we want to respond to that. If the US government's doing things to advantage Chinese technology at the disadvantage to a company like Ripple and others like Ripple, then that's a really frustrating place to be. And that's why we've taken the step to look at, should we relocate the company to a country where it's clear?" Further adding that the world and the US need to understand that we are in a race with China, hinting that China is leaving others in the dust. It's no doubt that amid the legal tussle between the United States Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple Labs, termed the cryptocurrency trial of the century, which had many exchanges delisting the digital asset from their platforms, the price of the digital asset XRP still continues to see significant gains. Putting all of the recent developments together, you all could agree with me that a settlement of the litigation is imminent, and we all know what that means for the price of Ripple XRP. Thanks for watching until the end of today's video. Don't forget that you can join the channel as a paid subscriber for some exclusive benefits, and also join the free Discord group via the link in the description. If you have any questions or comments, let us know in the comments section down below, and we'll see you next time.
Hollywood perfect.